Read your freaking emails. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is TheBigJB. I am starting with a little rant. Actually, the whole thing is going to be a little rant, which is kind of hilarious for me because unless I'm in a really bad mood or I'm tired or haven't eaten, I have to have a few combinations of things to really make me get upset enough to rant and complain, especially when I'm tired. It's easier for me to do. But today, I was inspired by an episode of the Peculiar Podcast, and if you are interested in having a podcast that'll make you laugh, definitely download Peculiar Podcast with Lisa Foster and Pat Cashman. I was listening to the episode that they did last week called Everything Can Suck It, because Lisa Foster was talking about all the different things that she does not like, which I thought was really funny. But as they were talking, there were certain things that really triggered some apple in my teeth. Sorry, an apple for breakfast. Really triggered, I guess, the word I would use is some vitriol from me. So I'm going to talk about it because I feel like it. So, I don't know how really, truly angry I can be about these things because I'm just usually not an angry person. All right, so one of my friends on Facebook asked me about the whole office thing that I talked about yesterday with emails and stuff, and if I feel like, with taking the time to do schedules, and if I feel like everybody's moving in slow motion. I don't feel that way in my office. In fact, I feel like everybody is constantly fast, moving quick. They've got so much going on. They're so busy. Nobody has time to stand back and really fix some of the issues. And that's been one of my biggest issues in working where I work, is that there are things that could be done to make things better for the team, but so many people are so busy, they don't have the time to stand back and go, oh, what if we did, X, Y, and Z? This would prove to give you benefits 1, 2, and 3, and then we'd all be happy. So it's drives me crazy. I personally, after having complained about my schedule and feeling too busy the other day, decided that over the last couple of days, so yesterday and today, I took some time to try to get some things organized. I have a lot of scheduling that I need to do and rescheduling, fitting things in on the schedule that I have to do and all that other stuff. But I went through my email box last night. I worked a couple hours overtime, went through my email box, got some things organized, finished a project. So I was trying to get some things kind of caught up so that I don't have to worry about them. So on that note of feeling that people are too busy, read your freaking emails. People in my office drive me crazy. I will send them an email with details. I try to make sure that the emails that I send are not lengthy and verbose because I tend to write that way. I do write a lot of things in there, qualifiers, explanations, that kind of stuff. I know people are busy, and I try to give the information that the people really need in the email. And I consistently get emails back asking me questions that are in the email that I sent. What the heck? Just read the email. Just go back and read the email. And sometimes I reply with, as mentioned in my previous email, highlighted below in parentheses, and I highlight it and send it to them, with the little mention. And sometimes most of the time, I don't get any response back saying, oh, hey, sorry, I missed that. Like, really? And you know what? I'm guilty of doing it sometimes, but I feel like people do it all the time in my office. Drives me nuts. Yesterday, I took time to write out instructions, to edit an instruction document that was incorrect, and that was the first thing. But then the second thing was I created a step-by-step process for somebody who has a new process that they're working through. And she asks me a question about something on one of the things that she's using the step-by-step kind of to verify some information. And I said, oh yeah, well, what you're looking at is an old format. What you're trying to validate is an old format. It wasn't updated, so that step won't matter. And so she's like, great, so the instructions don't work. And I was like, screw you. I took all that time. I mean, it was an urgent request. I took all that time to get it created on Tuesday. I had it reviewed and the feedback on Tuesday. I implemented the feedback and all the different changes in the instructions, and then finished it and sent it off to the team Also that she could do her job better because it was felt that it was needed. I didn't have to do it, but I volunteered to do it. I took time out of my packed schedule to do it. And she doesn't, first of all, she doesn't read it. She's asking me questions like, well, where's this and where's that? I'm like, friggin' read the email or read the instructions, because it's right there. It says it right there on the thing. So you've got to just read the instructions carefully, slow down, pay attention, and do it. And then don't get pissed at me if something is a little different than what's listed in the thing. And certainly don't disqualify the entire set of instructions because the one thing that you're looking at doesn't work. I mean, seriously, her attitude sucks. And I am fed up with being in the office with her. I'm getting angry now, see? I'm fed up with sharing an office with her. Her attitude is, she's quickly losing me as an ally. Most of the time, when a new person, a new contractor is hired and I'm working with them, I try to be their ally, their advocate, do everything I can to help and support them. And I have tried to do that while maintaining a little bit of distance because we've had so much turnover in that contract position. But I've tried to, give her as much support as I can and enable her to find the answers herself, because they have to do that. I can't handhold and carry everybody through this. And honestly, I feel like if I wasn't around, she would be completely lost. She would not have any idea what she's doing. When I started, I was told that I needed to try to find the answers because people are busy. So that's what I did. That's why I know as much as I know, is because I ask questions of the right people after looking for the information that I need to find. So, I'm almost at 7 minutes, and I've only ranted about the first thing that I wrote down. So that's it for that one. And now I'm going to talk about traffic circles. This video is going to go a little long. Just deal with it. Traffic circles. People, traffic circles are not difficult. It's a yield sign. It's not a stop, first of all. So you don't have to wait until nobody else is in the traffic circle. The rule of the traffic circle is first in, first out. FIFO, if you want to remember it that way. The first person in the traffic circle is the first person who gets to exit. So if they're already in there, you have to yield, that's why your sign says yield, you have to yield the right of way to that person. If you have a clear spot, then go ahead and take it, but you have to wait. You don't just get to barge in there. And people either decide that they get to barge in, or they sit there and they have no idea what they're doing. They're waiting for, I don't know what they're waiting for the traffic circle to clear. I don't know. It is not difficult. First in, first out, yield the right of way to oncoming traffic, and you'll get through just fine. Jeez. Second, banks. I hate big banks. Okay, I have my bank loan, my mortgage through Bank of America. I hate Bank of America because seriously, that company has no idea what other branches are doing. The debacle that we went through refinancing our home when we were going through that period of unemployment that I've referenced a couple times in my videos was a pain in the butt. And we'd get a promise from one group, then another group would call to ask us why we're behind. This other group said that we need to get a little bit behind. I mean, it was back and forth. The right hand did not know what the left hand was doing, and it was so stupid. We were with Chase Bank as well around that time, but they bought out Washington Mutual, who we really did like for a long time, but I am so sick of the corporate mentality and banks not treating their customers properly. I have a huge chip on my shoulder about the government bailing out the banks. My opinion is, if you didn't run your business right, then you should have the same consequence as everybody else. If I'm broke and I overspent and I, withdrew my account, guess what? You're going to charge me a fee because I overdrew. Well, what happens when you're in debt? Government gives you a big old bailout. That's ridiculous. So my wife and I switched to a credit union because credit unions have members, not customers. They know how to treat their members right, and I am so glad that we made that change. They're an absolute treat to work with. Finally, almost 10 minutes. I'm going to try to wrap it up in the next 30 seconds. Crosswalks. People who go through crosswalks should walk quickly. I don't care if you have the right of way. That does not give you the right to saunter and take your sweet time. Unless you're in a walker or you're an old person or you've got some kind of injury, get through that crosswalk. If I stop for you because you're there, then move it. Get through the crosswalk. There was a lady this morning that was going to cross the crosswalk. She watched to see if a car was going to stop for her. It did, and then she just kind of wandered through the crosswalk. That drives me crazy. So that's it for me today. Isn't that a happy thing? Ranting, woohoo! I'd love to hear your opinions on that. You're welcome to tweet me about it, post on Facebook, post here in the comments. Would be awesome. That's fine. This has been The Big JB. You can follow me on Twitter at VoiceOfTheBigJB. You can check out my audio resume at thebigjb.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Have an awesome Thursday. I will, of course, see everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye.